As we are focusing on exercise psychology, specifically relating to those who are non-athletes and individuals who need to work on maintaining health behaviors, we are going to investigate a little bit more about the barriers and facilitators to positive health behaviors. Why is this important right now in our society? Well, currently in American society, 1/3 of the population is classified as obese or having a BMI of over 30. Another 1/3 of the population is classified as being overweight. Currently, 2/3 of the American population are classified as being either obese or overweight. Many healthcare professionals recommend to these individuals to start health programs, whether that be nutritional programs or exercise programs. But a large percentage of these individuals who are recommended to start a program will quit within the first 6 to 9 months. Children are also another reason why this is a big concern right now. We have 42 million children in the U.S. who were classified as being overweight in 2013. Of those 42 million, we can estimate about 70% of them are going to be overweight or obese as an adult. Looking at where we are right now as an American society and our health, why is it a big problem, or what is the big deal? Well, people know that they should exercise. We know that it's healthy. We know that eating fruits and vegetables and reducing the number of calories we take in will help us lose weight. So what's the big problem? Well, the big issue is non-adherence. We know how to be healthy and we know how to exercise, or we know that exercise is good for us. But adhering to those things is very, very difficult. So what we're going to focus on is the why. Why people quit or why people continue. We often call these barriers or facilitators. Barriers are things, items, people, or thoughts that seem to be hurdles that get in the way of a health behavior and continuing that health behavior. Facilitators are items, people, thoughts, or things that help us to continue or that promote those positive health behaviors. One of the primary goals of healthcare professionals is to help individuals change their unhealthy habits and then replace them with new, healthier habits. As we're talking with patients, clients, teammates, or other individuals, oftentimes we will hear them bring up barriers or facilitators. As we're listening to them talk about different barriers, we will help them see that those barriers maybe are unrealistic. Their perception of those barriers is not actual or is not as big of an impact as they may perceive. Or we may help them see how to overcome those barriers and use those facilitators to then help promote the new, healthier routines and commit to the health behavior with greater adherence. Our current society is different than one in the past in that many people today seek immediate gratification rather than delayed gratification. We want things right now, at the current moment, instead of waiting for them a little bit longer. These are the causes of self-destructive behaviors. We view the immediate gratification, or what we're going to receive from that immediate gratification, as of greater benefit than the possible consequences of that bad habit. So an individual who drinks too much soda on a regular basis is viewing that short-term benefit, so maybe the caffeine from drinking that soda, as of greater benefit than the consequences for long term. So what exactly is a negative habit? It is a behavioral pattern that a person recognizes as being unhealthy. They know that perhaps they shouldn't drink 10 sodas a day, or they know that they should not sit on the couch for 4 hours. They know these things and they recognize them as being unhealthy, but still continue to do those actions. In thinking about our health problems, there are 4 main categories of negative habits. The first is physical negative habits. A physical negative habit is any type of action or movement that causes low energy, low productivity, poor health. So being sedentary, sitting on the couch for long periods of time, or consistently playing on the computer instead of being up and active. Cognitive habits consist of thoughts that distract the person from the task at hand. Lack of concentration, and impaired information processing that limits performance. Some individuals who have cognitive impairments or intellectual disabilities may severely suffer from cognitive negative habits and their ability to improve their health. Emotional negative habits are ongoing feelings of unhappiness, dissatisfaction, and general negative moods that compromise their quality of life. And spiritual negative habits reflect thoughts, emotions, and actions that contradict one's deepest values and beliefs about what is important. These are the 4 habits that make up a lot of our health problems. Most health problems can be associated with one of these 4 negative habits. Let's look at a couple of barriers to adopting a healthy lifestyle. One of them is misinterpretation of biological cues. Some people may read their test results as being fine, so perhaps their cholesterol is borderline too high, but to them it's okay. It's not a big deal. It essentially comes down to the quote by Jim Collins, "Good is the enemy of great." Because people are fine or good, they do not strive for anything better. Physical limitations is another barrier. Some people who maybe can't see, can't move, don't have proper form or don't have the proper ability to do some of the exercises may have physical limitations, which would be a barrier to adopting a healthy lifestyle. Cognitive limitations is another barrier. Dementia, traumatic brain injury, concussions, ADD or ADHD, or other cognitive limitations that may make it difficult. Another barrier may be the motivational limitations. People may not have the energy, the incentive, the enjoyment to want to adopt a healthier lifestyle. For individuals who see motivation as a barrier, we can use some of the athlete motivational theories to help those individuals become more motivated or to increase their motivational level to start adopting healthy lifestyles. Some other barriers may include lack of time. This is one of the most common excuses for not being physically active or not adhering to healthy lifestyles. People feel like they do not have enough time. For most, though, this is based off of perception, not actuality. When actually looking at the week's time and looking at the 168 hours in a week, we can oftentimes find time a couple days a week to start to promote some of those health behaviors. Another barrier is a fitness facility that matches personal needs. Trying to find one that fits every little criteria. So a person may be in the preparation phase of the trans theoretical model. They're ready to be physically active, they've thought about it, and now they're starting to prepare. Well, perhaps in their mind, they need a fitness facility that offers tanning, and that offers personal trainers, and that has group fitness, and that has a swimming pool, and that's within 5 miles of their house. Well, in trying to find the perfect facility, many people just won't go there or won't go exercise because some of these facilities don't match everything in their checklist. That then becomes a barrier. They feel that since they can't find the perfect facility, that they're just not going to go at all. Physical limitations are another barrier to exercise or other health behaviors. Having some sort of pain or previous injury. Sometimes individuals who are in their 30s or 40s, if they were athletes as a young adult, they may have had some injury in their 20s or in their late teens, and they still feel like that injury could reoccur. For them, that can become a barrier to not wanting to exercise. Lack of fitness knowledge or instruction. If an individual doesn't feel like they know what to do or know how to put together an exercise plan, that may become a barrier to exercise or health behaviors as well. Continuing on with barriers. Unrealistic goals. This is another barrier that is very common. People have unrealistic goals on what they hope to achieve, specifically from a nutritional or exercise standpoint. They may want to try to lose 50 pounds in a month, and that's very unrealistic. So though they may start going strong, they're exercising a couple days a week, by the second or third week, if they haven't seen that significant weight loss yet, they will likely stop exercising, and that will become, the unrealistic goal will become a barrier to exercise. Perceived lack of improvement. If they don't feel like they're improving as fast as they think they should, they may reduce physical activity and develop a barrier to physical activity, exercise, or other health behaviors. Their experience as a child may also become a barrier. We're seeing this in a number of individuals who are in their 50s and 60s, where during their childhood, physical education was very much about sports. And individuals who were not as athletic have very negative experiences during that time. They still associate those negative experiences from their childhood towards physical activity today, though the two are very different. Some people were put through exercise as part of a punishment as a child, or perhaps they were in the military and exercise was used as punishment. Again, that's a negative attitude that creates an exercise barrier. Exercise burnout can also become a barrier to maintaining health behaviors. If an individual has exercised for a significant portion of their life, or again, perhaps they were in a branch of the military where physical activity or very intense exercise was consistent and daily, they may be burnt out of exercise and not want to start again. Perceived lack of social support, or feeling like an individual doesn't have people to support, people to validate, may also be a barrier to exercise. So what then do we do with these barriers? Well, in talking with an individual, recognizing that an individual has barriers, and oftentimes, remember, these are mostly perceived, not actual. They feel like they are a big hurdle to overcome. We need to help them realize that we can get over the hurdle, or we can go around it. We'll use different strategies to help those individuals. We'll continue to talk about facilitators or way to overcome those barriers next week. Please read the following 5 questions and send the answers to me in an email. You only need to send the letter answers. You don't need to type out the entire question. The first question: which of the following statements best describes the reason for maintaining unhealthy habits? Question number 2. The thoughts or actions that contradict a person's deepest values are called. Question number 3. Some individuals who are clinically obese or even morbidly obese will assert there is no need to lose weight or change their lifestyle because their vital signs, such as blood pressure, no pain, cholesterol levels are fine, according to their doctors. But health researchers consider this type of thinking a Which of the following statements contradicts the barrier of lack of time to exercise? A client who is unable to follow verbal directions in performing an exercise is demonstrating which type of barrier? Please remember to send the answers to me through email before Monday's class.